everybody. Welcome back to the Working Man's Whiskey. I'm Bobby. Guys, today's review I'd like to do is Old Forester 1897 Bottled in Bond. This is the second release from the Whiskey Row series put out by Old Forester. The first one they released was the 1870 original batch. Then came the 1897 Bottled in Bond right here. Then came the 1910 Old Fine Whiskey, and then 1920 Prohibition style. So if you guys will remember or look back in my old reviews, I reviewed the 1920 Prohibition style along with the 1910 Old Fine Whiskey together last year. Both very good. And I thought I'd just continue that trend kind of backwards. Haven't done this one yet. Uh, so I figured we'd do this next. And then the 1870 original batch we'll do last at some point in the future. So this one right here, the 1897 Bottled and Bond. I've been looking forward to reviewing this one. I love bonded whiskeys, I really do. And for anybody that doesn't know, I'm sure most of you do, but I'll just rehash a little bit. The 1897 Bottled and Bond Act was put in place by E.H. Taylor, and it was made to kind of hold people accountable. Back in those days, people were trying to get into the whiskey business, selling their own whiskey, but they were uh, doing a lot of stuff that was questionable at best. But putting things in the whiskey that would hurt people. I mean, they'd use tobacco juice to color it. They would use um, things that would poison people just to put that bite into it, and it was just not good stuff. So the Bottled and Bond Act just kind of um, was put in place to hold people accountable and just to put out a better quality product altogether. So to this day, the Bottled and Bond Act is still prominent, I guess you could say. They A lot of companies are doing Bottled and Bond, paying tribute to that Bottled and Bond Act, and just it's really cool because it's a government regulated deal, of course, or at least it was back then. But they still use the same guidelines, I guess you could say, today for the Bottled and Bond whiskeys, which means the whiskey has to be at least 4 years old, bottled at 100 proof exactly, by one distiller in one distilling season. So it's just all together, just held people accountable, made sure that the whiskey was what they said it was, and kind of put a name to it. So uh, this one here, as I said, just I'm not sure what the age statement is on it, but we know it's at least 4 years old. But it does pay tribute to that Bottled and Bond Act. So I'll read you the back of the label here. It says this whiskey is distilled by us only, and we are responsible for its richness and fine quality. Its elegant flavor is solely due to original fineness. Sorry, developed with care. There's nothing better in the market, and that's George Garvin Brown, the founder. So Brown Foreman, who makes this whiskey, Old Forester. Of course, they make Jack Daniels. They make several others, but Old Forester to me is probably the best line of whiskeys put out by Brown Foreman. So cool bottle too. Always love these bottles. Classic look, and let's get into it, guys. So as I said, it's 100 proof, as all bonded whiskeys are. 50% ABV. And it says, with the passage of the Bottled and Bond Act of 1897, Old Forester transitioned from 90 proof to 100 proof. Originally produced in Louisville's Whiskey Row, this whiskey has a rich, bold character reminiscent of a 19th century bourbon. So, pretty neat stuff. Let's get into it. So, looking at the color of this whiskey, first of all, it's very, very dark, guys. It is a dark amber, almost like a brownish amber color to it. Get right up in there. It's pretty dark there in the glass. And the legs, so the legs I would say are medium. It's definitely not a thin whiskey, but it's not an overly thick one either. It's got a it's got some nice viscosity to it for sure though. Let's give it a nose. And on the nose, you're getting a lot on the nose here. I get, I definitely get some brown sugar. There's a cherry type element to it as well. I get, and a lot of people will get this in Brown Forman products. I don't get it as much as I do in say Jack Daniels, which is kind of can be overwhelming. This character in Jack Daniels, but I get a banana type note to it, um, almost like a banana pudding, along with some vanilla, maybe some. It's got a dessert type quality to it, kind of like a creme brulee. Also, a little bit of honey in there as well. Mm. Good spiciness. That rice spice is in there. The mash bill on this, if I haven't said it yet, is 72% corn, 18% rye, and 10% malted barley. So it's got a good touch of rye to it at the 18%. So it's definitely got some spice. And it crosses over a little bit to a baking spice as well, kind of a nutmeg type note to it. Let's give it a sip. And on the palate, I will say this, not knocking it or anything, but it is a little hot on the palate, um, especially at 100 proof. I mean, 100 proof is uh, to me kind of average these days. I mean, I love um, that 100 proof. Yeah, that proofing of 100. I think that is a great number. I like a lot of the unfiltered whiskeys out there. I've reviewed a lot of the Bookers and all that are more like 126 proof. This is 100 proof, but it's a little bit hot at first on the tongue, but not in a bad way. It's not bitter or anything like that. It's just you can feel that it's up there at 100 proof. You can feel that proof. But there's just a lot. It hits you with a lot on the tongue. It gives you that brown sugar, that vanilla and creme brulee type note, that banana pudding note, spice, definitely spice there. Between that rye and again that baking spice, nutmeg, and it's just got a lot going on for it. Let's take another sip. And this is why I like Old Forester products so much. This is what I'm looking for in a bourbon. I'm looking for um, just a good, full-bodied whiskey. You know, it's as I said, it's kind of a medium viscosity. It's not thin at all, but it's not the thickest I've ever had either. But it's got a good viscosity to it. But the flavors, it just got so much. It's rich. Um, you know, between that brown sugar again, um, that that banana pudding, creme brulee, all these are very rich flavors. Vanilla, that spice. It's got some I guess caramel type note to it. But I think it's more of a to me it's more of a brown sugar, virgin on like a almost like a burnt sugar, but it's very good. I'm really enjoying all the notes I'm getting out of this. Let's take another sip. And to be honest, I'm not sure again what the age statement is here. I know it's at least 4 years old because it's bonded, but um, it seems like it's been in the barrel for quite a while. Um, it's got some good oak to it. You know, between judging from the color of this whiskey, how dark it is, and getting that oaky note, it does. It's got an oaky, uh, some of that spice I'm getting. I mentioned the rye spice. I mentioned the kind of nutmeg type baking spice. But I'm getting some of that wood spice, kind of just that barrel spice there. So I would think this has been the barrel for a little while, for a good little while. I would think more than that 4 years for sure, maybe closer to 6 or 7. Um, but it's got a lot of good stuff going on for. As I said, you do get a little bit of heat. If you're a beginner to bourbon, um, you might notice it being a little bit hot. I noticed a little bit of warmth there for sure, but as I said, it's not a bad note. It's not. It just you can feel that proofing there, that 100 proof. So very good whiskey here, guys. I highly recommend this one. I highly recommend this if you can find it. Uh, some places I know it's up around $50. I think I found it for closer to 40. I think 40 or 41 is what this was. So well worth the price tag though, for sure. If you can find it, if you can swing it, definitely buy yourself a bottle. If you see it at a bar, uh, try it out. I think you're going to enjoy this one. So I'll take one more sip and give it a score. Mm, I'm loving this one, guys. I really am. Um, I really don't have you know too many complaints or any complaints really about this. I mean, as I said, some higher proof whiskeys, 100 plus proof whiskeys, um, go down a little smoother than others. This one, I can just feel the heat a little bit more than I can some others that are even higher in proof. But this is still a very good um, product. I really enjoy it. So I'm going to give this one an 89 out of 100 today. I think an 89 is a very good score. And I always look forward to what Old Forester has to offer between the Whiskey Row series, um, the the 100 proof signature as well. I'd be interested to actually see how the 100 proof signature and this kind of. I think I'll enjoy this more. But the 100 proof, I've reviewed it before, and I remember it being very good. It was very good. But this one here is is very good, very good. The 1920 was awesome. The 1910 was awesome. I'm looking forward to trying out the 1870 on here. Even the Old Forester 86 is it's good for cocktails anyway. I mean, it's not one that I would probably just keep around and sip. The 86, but I would have it around for cocktails, and it's only like $16 or $17 a bottle here, so well worth the price there as well. So that's gonna do it for this whiskey here. I do want to tell you guys a little something. You might have noticed I'm wearing a new hat, my new Working Man's whiskey hat. It was actually made by my sister, and she made one for me. She made one for my brother-in-law, whose birthday is actually today. Happy birthday, Derek! Um, Turns 36. Joined the 36 club. So, um, but anyway, she made these. She got these hats made, and has her friend is the one who was making them. And I've been wanting, guys. I've mentioned it before on here. I've been wanting to put out some shirts or some hats for anybody who's interested. Um, I was gonna do it at the end of last year slash beginning, or actually the end of 2019 slash beginning of 2020, I should say. But then 2020 happened, along with everything that went into that, and it just didn't happen, guys. Getting those shirts or hats made. So um, these hats are going to be available to you though for anybody who's interested. I need a kind of a head count. We'll start off with the hats. We'll talk about shirts later on, possibly, but we're gonna stick with hats for now for anybody who's interested. And it's a good quality hat. I love the my sister's designed this one, and along with the font. So I'm loving this hat, and I hope you guys like it too. If you guys want a hat, please let me know. I will order some up, um, and we'll go from there. So hope you guys like this review. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Please like my please like the video. Um, for all the people I've had watching for a long time, I hope you guys like this review and hope you enjoy these new hats. If you want one, let me know. Um, and I always look forward to talking to y'all in the comments. And just shoot me a message on Facebook if you guys have Facebook. I did a live review with my buddy Adam from the Whiskey Wasteland a week or two ago, and it went great. So hoping to do another live review on Facebook before too long. Maybe one on here too. I haven't quite mastered the technology, just how to do how to put my Facebook live review onto YouTube. So if there's a way to do that, let me know as well. Because I'd like for you guys to see that review if you haven't seen it yet. So that's going to do it for now. Please, please leave comments as always, and we'll talk soon, guys. Looking forward to it. Let me know what you think about these sharp hats, and that's it for now. Until next time, cheers.